Okay, here we go. So this will be both practice for ESA and serve as submission for marathon run, hopefully. Unless it sucks, in
No
which
resets.
case no one will ever see this.
No
But
resets.
yeah, no resets. Here we go. So I guess we'll talk a little bit of plot.
Of course. Commentary practice, man. All right.
Here we got best bid war in the game.
Yeah, best bid war around.
Yarny color choice. Do you want to do cotton candy?
Hoping this one wins.
Yeah, cotton candy's our
Did
go-to.
we call this cotton candy? I thought it was neon.
Neon's our go-to. So you got two Yarnies shipwrecked on an island.
We skipped the shipwreck.
We skipped the
was a
actual
scene of
shipwreck
there.
Yeah, cut scene at the beginning. And the A plot of this game is going to be our Yarnies
getting to a lighthouse and trying to fix the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Basically. So we do 7 chapters. This one is us getting to the lighthouse, and then there are 6 more within the lighthouse.
As we work our way to the top of the lighthouse.
To replace the light.
To repair it. And upon repairing it, we will also free other Yarnies like ourselves from captivity.
And there are also a bunch of bonus levels that you can do, and you can unlock character customization. So we have all of the colors available to us, but there are other like head shapes and body shapes.
Okay, and time starts on movement.
So this whole first chapter is very tutorial, of course, teaching us how to do things, but the good news is we already know how to do things. Including things the devs didn't know we could do, like that. That is called Zoop.
That's a Zoop. It's what makes the entire co-op run, I mean, not possible, because you could do it without Zoops, but certainly enjoyable.
So this game, the mechanic is that we're 2 Yarnies and we're connected by a piece of yarn, right? You saw us connect our yarn there, and now we can hold each other, swing each other, tie knots around things. The mechanics that we have are that we can merge together and unmerge. So right now, Ryan is running the whole game, and I get to kind of chill. Or we can unmerge, and we can both run separately, which is pretty cool. And then there's also this idea that you can hold on to the yarn. So like if Ryan needs to swing somewhere, I can hold on to my end, he'll hold on to his end, and then we have just a finite length of yarn instead of it just unspooling forever. But if you turn off auto grab in the options, and then you merge and grab at the same time, that's when you get that Zoop. And basically you merge together no matter how far apart you are, and we do some pretty wild things with it.
Ordinarily a merge only works from
right next to each other.
An inch away.
Yeah. So the other thing that you can do after you Zoop is you can cancel the Zoop.
Thanks for letting me know we were going to do that. Good thing I live inside your head.
It's an easy one. You got it. So the really cool thing in this run is you can both run it, and then if someone gets a little bit behind, most of the time you can kind of Zoop back together. So it's kind of a low pressure co-op situation. Boop. And boop. There we go. Cool. Just dealing with some fall damage there that we don't want to have to wait for. So if you get hit by something, this game gives you fall damage. You kind of fall over and Yarny has to kind of go and stand back up before you can start moving. But if you're merged together when that happens, then if someone unmerges, then they don't have to deal with the fall damage. So we do a lot of that too, unmerging to mitigate the wait time there.
Mm-hmm. We use these Zoop cancels. We just did it again for the second time. We use these Zoop cancels to get additional height, as well as...
Oh, I got off you too early, sorry.
As well as additional...
distance right
and left, yeah. Exactly, thank you.
Yeah, they've really... The Zoops have only been around for about 1.5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Someone discovered them casually because his friends were trolling him, so they turned off auto grabs, they would stop trolling. And then they found out oh wait, now we can do this cool thing.
Yeah, a runner by the name of Pokewix.
And his partner is now Emil. They run together a lot. His uncle.
He discovered Zoops in August 2019.
And really, just in the last 6 months, we've continued to find a lot of new things that we can do with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it started out as just merging from any distance, and that was it. But we've really expanded on the possibilities.
So, like, we submitted this to Midwest Speed Fest last fall, and we only had one category. It was just, there was any percent. And now we have any percent and RMS and NMS. Because we've just found so many things to do with them. Like here, we're supposed to tie a knot and make a bridge and push that log, and then now we just zoop cancel up. It's much faster.
Much.
This is not how you're supposed to do this either. You're supposed to be building bridges, and then so you can both tie a knot on either side, and then it's a bridge that you can kind of bounce on. But if you jump really well, that was not even a glitch. That's just a really good jump.
That's a glitch I call getting good.
Here we're finally going to see some really nice swinging. The movement in this game is just such a joy, I think, to play with. And these swings are a really good example of it. So like I said, I'm going to hold on to the yarn in between us. And then just zoop on over. And normally you have to just kind of climb up your yarn, but it's much faster to zoop. So that's how we do it. Beautiful.
Nice.
We also have to be really careful, again, that yarn in between us. Sometimes... Oh, that was close. Dang.
Saw that.
I don't know how that happened. Sometimes if one of your yarnies lands, we call it a victory flip. I don't know if you've noticed that. Sometimes one of your yarnies will just kind of do some flips while they're running and jumping because they're like really happy with how well you're doing, as far as we can tell. But sometimes, make sure I'm off of you, thank you. Sometimes if you're doing flips and you're zooping at the same time, then the yarn that connects you together goes a little bit wild.
Nice.
And kind of can fly around the screen. And it can actually get caught on other items on the screen that have collision. So there will be times that we don't jump. Most of the time we bunny hop, almost the entire time we're moving, because on PS4 it's faster. It isn't always faster. On PC it sometimes is, but there will be times that we actively choose not to bunny hop because we know that there's a zoop coming that often tangles. So we kind of have to mitigate that too. There we go. Cool. Good chapter 1.
Yeah. So now the Yarnies have arrived at the lighthouse.
And we are going to watch this cutscene. It's one of the only cutscenes in the lighthouse that we do watch.
Yeah, the cutscenes in between each chapter show this little ferry, this little light moving up the lighthouse, and it actually adds color to paintings on the walls, like this.
The more bonus little collectibles you get, the more color it adds.
It's really beautiful, actually. Yeah. It's really, really nice.
And then the light opens the portal to the next chapter.
And there is one of these cutscenes in between every chapter. We skip all of them with the exception of this one because it's faster to quit to the start screen and reload your file than to watch the cutscene.
That is less true on Switch, just because Switch load times are slow. But...
Yeah, it's definitely true on a PC. It is true for some chapters on normal consoles, and it's true on any console that you have like a solid state drive on. Yeah. So if you have a PS5 or a PS4 with a solid state drive that you've hacked. Well, you can't buy a PS4 with an SSD.
No,
you have to
just install one, right? That's not a hack.
Whatever.
I'm a hacker.
Modded.
I'm a hacker.
That's the
I'm
term
gonna build a
looking
GUI
for.
interface.
Using Visual Basic.
Using Visual Basic.
Try and track an IP address.
Yeah. You want to type on a keyboard with me?
So here we have the introduction of the B plot, which is these young teens, kids that you see in the background. It's never really explained what is happening here, but as the Arnies kind of proceed through these chapters, we'll be helping them essentially run away. What we've kind of gathered through playing the game is that these are foster children or something to that effect
And this does not look like a kind adult.
Yes, escaping from an abusive home. And the moral of the story, for the most part, here is adults are bad.
So yeah, the two kids have color, and their colors actually match our Yarny's. So her color is the same as Ryan's, and I'll have the same color as this boy who's about to show up. But then all of the adults are just kind of black, shadowy figures.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to zoom shift this first puzzle after?
That's up to you.
Let's not.
Okay.
Talking about routing changes mid-run.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this run just keeps changing so much.
Yeah, it gets more and more optimized. Seems like every day.
We started running it last, May,
Mm-hmm.
and at the time the world record was like a 1:15, and now it's down to, I think our fastest is a 1:02.
Go.
Oh, sorry. Is that right? 1:02.
Yes, our console world record is a 1:02.17 for this category. The fastest time from anybody is the unrestricted any percent. I think console at 58 minutes and change.
But they just straight up skipped the entire first chapter.
It's the only run that has gone under an hour, and
It's
yes,
really
it skips almost the entirety of chapter 1. You do a gigantic fling backwards at the beginning of chapter 1, and it wraps around to the very end. I think they beat it in under 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And there's actually a similar thing that happens in this chapter called skateboard skip. You'll see the skateboard later. We don't do the skateboard skip, but in the unrestricted any percent category, you use the skateboard to basically launch you to the end of the chapter, and it can save you 4 or 5 minutes.
But it could also only save you like 30 seconds. So.
Yeah, it's really inconsistent.
Yeah, the flings are it's a lot of RNG. You just hope and pray. So it's a little bit of a frustrating category to run,
Yeah.
I think.
So those things that we were just jumping over and around here, we call them cigarettes. Don't touch them, they'll kill you.
And there are a lot of them.
There are a lot of them.
Okay, this one we're shifting?
Yep.
Okay. Nope, cancel me. Thank you. I'm telling you that second zoop back is just part of the cancel muscle memory. It's pretty silly brain.
So yeah, we use these zoops and the zoop cancels to exploit a lot of puzzles.
Yeah.
We skip over
There's a lot of puzzles.
a number of puzzles, and you know, most puzzles we still interact with to an extent.
And there are a lot of puzzles we do still do.
So you could consider it still a puzzle solution as opposed to a puzzle avoidance. It's just a solution that isn't the intended solution, and it's much faster than the intended solution.
Using unintended tech.
Yeah.
So we see the kids here under the bridge trying to befriend a cat, like just trying to find somewhere safe to be for the night, I think. And the light continues to guide us. You got it. Nice. Good job. A lot of these little shifts we've just kind of added in recently. We had been using them for a lot of big puzzles, and then someone new to the scene showed up, and they're like, "Why aren't you using them here?"
Yeah.
And we went, "Oh, that's a really good question. Why aren't we using them there?"
That's the infamous skateboard.
So if you kind of stand one person on top of it and one person under it, and then you jump around for a while.
The skateboard just launches into the air, hopefully in the right direction.
Yeah, sometimes it goes backwards.
Sometimes it goes straight up, sometimes it goes backwards, but hopefully it launches you forward at just an amazing speed.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You should go watch some. If you're a big like weird glitch person, you should go watch some any percent. And it does the same thing in solo. That's one of the big tricks in solo also.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's one of the few glitches that can be done in a solo run.
Oh, hey. That was silly. Yeah, solo has
Oh.
gosh. Solo has any percent and NMS, basically specifically for skateboard skip. Because some people are like, I don't want to have to think about that.
I'm going
you.
to shift up.
Okay, let's try it. I think I'm too low. I think that's what we decided. Still doing some last minute routing here. It's fine. Okay, so that one was me. This one is you. And this one we do shift you. There we go. And This one is me. There we go. Beautiful. Now we know.
Yep, good to know.
Big swings. So one of the bid incentives that we do is black, black.
Yeah, one of the yarny
So
color
all of
combinations.
these little things that we're grabbing onto, well, that
Yeah,
Ryan's grabbing onto,
you can kind of see the all the anchor points, the knots here that we tie our yarn onto have these sparkly circles around them to let you know that you're able to grab it.
and it's the same color as our yarn. So you can imagine if both of our yarn colors are black, they suddenly get much harder to see exactly where they are.
Mm-hmm. The yarnies themselves become much harder to see as well.
So black is like really just playing on hard difficulty. It's always interesting.
Now you notice some of the time I think Ray maybe mentioned this a little bit, but some of the time we wait to zoop until we are a little bit closer to one another, despite the fact that zoops can work from any distance. This is a shift.
Yep.
That's because we don't want to become tangled.
Nice.
If you get the yarn tangled around an object, then it's impossible to proceed.
Usually you have to reset from a checkpoint.
And you have to restart the checkpoint. So tangles lose you a lot of time. So it's easier to play it a little bit safe and make sure that you have a clear path for your zoop.
Okay, we got this. This is one of the harder cancels. There we go.
Nailed it.
And then this little camera is going to be really weird because we have to actually wait for this cutscene to play out, like them climbing up the ladder, and then it will just move us straight up to wherever the next room is, which is kind of funny. You see a lot of that in any percent, where the camera is just trying to catch up to you. I think that's the only one we see like that, though.
Yeah, I think that's the only time the camera gets weird for us.
Okay, just some more good swings and running. And again, so just there, we both ran, and I got a little bit ahead so he could just zoop up to me. That's one of the really cool things about this co-op run. If one of you gets a little bit ahead, you just catch up, and if one of you gets a little bit behind, it's not a big deal. And if one of you is like really not great at platforming, that's okay. The other person can just do it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a double-edged sword because if one person gets kind of far behind and they don't have a clear path to zoop, then you
might
end up
tangle.
losing some time. Yeah.
But you can also just kind of start to learn where that happens, which is nice. But I always say this is a really good run for people who maybe one person really loves to speedrun and play games, and the person that you want to play with is not really a gamer.
Sounds like us.
Which is, hi, that's me. I'm not gaming. So it's really nice that there's just an option for that sort of dynamic where I can say, okay, you know what, how about this part's really hard and it stresses me out. Can you please do it? So if that sounds like you and the person you would love to game with, have I got the game for you?
And this is a really wonderful game. The music is great. The visuals are gorgeous.
The movement just feels beautiful.
The gameplay is really excellent. The story is lovely. I really, really, really love this game. It's one of my favorite games. Boink.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
Can you do it?
Yep.
Nice. That's a hard little jump. Thank you for fixing it for me.
Go.
Bonka. We actually only need one person to get out of this room. There are some rooms that you both have to leave before it'll say you're out, but there are some that only one of you needs to. So Ryan doesn't even bother to get in those cannons. I just get out.
It's true.
And I'm on you, and we're good. Okay, looks like they have found somewhere to be. They do have a skateboard up here, I think. Which is kind of fun.
Yeah, you'll notice that.
And some of those,
every
like
now
those
and then.
paintings that we were seeing in the lighthouse, there's one pinned up here on a board, and so like it's pretty obvious if you're watching for it that the kids and our stories are tied together.
Yes.
It's not really clear how or
So
why.
here's the first cutscene skip.
So we quit to start screen, immediately just load again. So we just always run in slave slot 1,
And
so
to
it's
the
easy.
left.
So now we're gonna go upstairs.
The only risk with the cutscene skip is
Just quitting the game instead of quitting back to the main menu?
Yeah, the option right below quit to start screen is quit game.
I do not recommend doing that. Not a good time. Been there, done that. Not fun. Didn't enjoy. 0 out of 10.
Do not recommend.
Do not recommend. On PS4, that's not true, though.
That's true. That's only true on the PC version of the game. On the console versions, or at least the PlayStation version.
PlayStation. I don't know.
I don't know about Switch and Xbox. But on the PlayStation version, at least, the bottom option is quit to start screen. So you can just scroll immediately to the bottom.
Which is nice. Alrighty. 3 and 4 are the best chapters, IMO.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, like, the most lovely. Okay. Cancel me. Thank you. In 3, we're in a nice little, like, house party here. Oh, okay. Sure.
Hang on.
There we go.
That was slow.
That's fine. Long swing?
Yeah.
Grabbing. Nice. So I just, like, I want to go visit here. When we can finally travel again, I would love to find out where this is. And see if they're like an Airbnb, and if we can just stay on exactly this property. Because look how pretty this is.
Yes, please.
Because they're here for a party. And then it turns out, oh right, adults are mean.
Yep.
Adults are not nice. So we're going to run away now.
I imagine most of the interactions with adults in this game are some variation of, hey, where are your parents?
Yeah. Or, hey, why are you here? We do see a lot of lovely little animals. There's a frog there.
There's a hedgehog coming up.
There's a hedgehog in just a second. There was a tiny little crab in chapter 1 somewhere, which was great.
There's an adorable little snack in chapter 7.
Yeah, there's a dragonfly.
There's a
like
dragonfly.
Just lots
hedgehog.
of cute little hedgehog. Just lots of little cute ambiance like that really set the scene.
There's horses and moose in chapter 6. It's important to know which one is which, the horse and the moose.
You might be wrong about which is which, though.
Don't worry, we'll point them out for anyone confused. Drunk man swats firefly.
Okay, there we go. I have to make sure I'm out of the light. Can't. There we go. We got up. Cool.
Okay, zooping.
And then you're gonna get off of me.
Mm-hmm.
So this is kind of a funny one. If you are zooped together during this, it moves like twice as slow.
Yeah, this little mini cutscene here.
Just right here where we're walking.
Takes at least twice as long, probably more than that.
Just because you're together.
If the Yarny are merged, yeah. Yarnies. Yeah.
Yarnies. So you just have to make sure that you get off of each other first. Just funny little things like that. Okay, we are gonna run away from a bunch more cigarettes here in this chapter.
A bunch more cigarettes.
So many. I mean, really, just in all of the rest of the game, honestly. Yeah. So that is a horse in the background.
Yes, that is a majestic horse.
I know you might be thinking, Ray, that's a moose.
You'd be wrong.
But you would be wrong, because that's a horse. Obviously.
Obviously. Everyone can see that it's a horse. Anyone with at least one eyeball can tell that that is a horse.
Clearly a horse.
A horse with beautiful, beautiful antlers.
We're going underground. We see these big old green mushroom patches. If you're hiding in the green mushroom patches, the cigarettes don't see you.
But also hiding in the mushroom patches takes a long time, so we just don't bother.
Yeah. But casually, I did not realize that's what the mushroom patches were for. And I was just like, why can I not escape these cigarettes? I just keep dying.
Yeah, instead we died a lot.
Here we just ignore all of them, so that's fun. That's not how we're supposed to get out of there.
No, not at all. We just skipped the entirety of that room. All right. Now this is one of the best parts of the game right here.
Some of the best music.
We have a command set up specifically for this time.
What time is it? So
it
someone
is
in chat says !time, and it gives you
turkey time.
Turkeys. It is turkey time. This turkey is based on a real turkey.
Yeah. That like terrorized someone.
There is this like a news story of a reporter who basically got like attacked by it wasn't actually a turkey, it was a grouse, which is I guess a type of turkey.
Hang on.
And the creators of this game, Coldwood, just thought that was so funny for a turkey to be the bad guy. So they made it happen.
Makes for an effective bad guy.
And yeah, now
Just
we have
ask
to-
Billie Eilish.
We have to run away from a turkey for the rest of this chapter.
Fortunately for us, they're not very smart
Yeah,
turkeys.
it's kind of a dumb turkey. Okay, Ryan thinks that these are all separate
Well,
turkeys.
did you see where that one came from? It came from like way behind.
Brian thinks this is like a pack of turkeys.
Yeah, I think there is at least 3
Everyone
turkeys.
else in our community believes it is the same turkey. Everyone else.
Well, everyone else.
Uh-oh. Did that just tangle? No.
Nope.
Okay, good.
That might be a spot where it's impossible to tangle.
No, I never say that.
There are a couple of
That
spots
seems
throughout.
foolhardy.
There's a couple of spots throughout the game where, despite it looking a lot like you should tangle,
Oh, right. Thank you.
Thank you. It really seems like it might be impossible to tangle.
This is one of our newer little shift solutions. We used to just make that turkey super dumb, but now we just skip him.
Yeah, we used to just really, really confuse the heck out of that turkey.
It was great.
Now we just jump over him.
I loved it. I'm actually kind of sad that we found a new skip. Because I miss making that turkey so dumb.
And a bye beach.
Also, for the record, I'm pretty sure that turkeys should not eat yarn.
No, I'm sure it's very bad for them.
Please, if you have a pet turkey, don't feed
Don't
it
let it eat yarn. We gonna save time here? I can never remember how long these outro cutscenes are.
I don't. Who looks at?
Time.
Who looks at time? Who looks at splits?
Time's an illusion. Yeah, save a little bit maybe.
Less than a second. Okay, chapter 4 is where we've kind of added the most new stuff recently,
And it's also where we have the most time to save against our current PB.
but also we've added the most new stuff. So this could go very
It could
well.
go very well or very badly.
Very badly. It went very badly yesterday when we were.
Yeah, chapter 4 is one of, if not the only place where there's a potential for a soft lock.
Yeah.
But it's not a game-ending soft lock because all you have to do is restart the checkpoint. Problem being, it occurs near the beginning.
So we have to watch all of
restarting
this.
the checkpoint just restarts the level. So you sit through this entire thing here.
Yeah, it loses.
It
a
loses you
solid
at least a
minute.
minute.
And it has nothing to do with what we do. Like, it's not like we cause a soft lock.
Yep, it just happens sometimes.
We're gonna watch a little scene here.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. We're gonna watch these kids kind of hide from these adults.
And I'm gonna pray that we don't speak it into existence.
Yeah, well, sometimes afterwards.
Sometimes it stops right here.
And it just hangs out, and we can't move or do anything.
Okay, so we're good.
It's not fun. Don't like it. Okay, once again, this is really not how we're supposed to be solving this.
Oh dear.
Okay, just L for me. Look at that. Fixed it.
Yeah, I think you're still. Oh no, maybe
Nope,
not.
it's fixed. Yarn physics
Okay, you're zipping.
makes no sense. Yeah, I'm zooping. Cool, and I'm off.
That was not how that zoop was supposed to go, but it turned
It's
out
fine.
okay.
It's fine.
It turned out okay.
It's fine. The zoops are dangerous sometimes.
But it's fine.
Okay,
it's
I have to
fine,
stand
it's
right
fine.
there. I'm gonna go later than I think. Nice. It's kind of a blind cancel.
Yeah, that one's pretty
So
tough.
that one makes me nervous.
It's pretty tough, but it's great because there was a whole extra screen to our right
That we just.
that we just didn't do.
There's a brick right above where Ryan was hanging, and you're supposed to bring that brick down and then push it up a bridge and then push it across and break another. And we just don't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know if we've really clarified. Ryan is the blue Yarny, and no,
No.
Ryan is the pink Yarny, and I am the blue Yarny. And basically, how we have kind of ended up splitting things is that he does most of the running of things, and I do all of the cancels.
Yes, Ray is prodigious when it comes to the zoop cancels.
There we go.
It's amazing. I could not do them.
He is genuinely terrible.
Yeah,
at
we
cancels,
could
to be
not.
fair.
We could not switch jobs.
No, we really couldn't. So that's another thing when it comes to, if you want to run this with someone who maybe doesn't love a certain type of gameplay, you can also just kind of split who's doing which types of gameplay.
Yeah, we each have our respective roles, and we're each very good at them.
But don't ask us to switch, please.
Yeah, it would be a disaster.
We do have a channel points reward that is make the other person play. Because I stream on Ryan's channel once a week. And We have talked before that if someone redeems that during a Yarny run, that just means we have to switch jobs. Thankfully, no one's ever been that mean. It would be terrible. But chat would love it.
Terrible. Stupid?
Yep. Holding.
Yeah, decent.
Okay. See all these flippies. Victory flippies.
Yeah, these flips here can get you tangled really easily.
But that's also how you get flings in the any percent. You have to get a flip basically to get a really nice fling. So they're good and they're bad depending on what you need from them.
That was slow.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay.
Better safe than
so
sorry.
Now we are going night swimming.
So you remember the turkey from the first, not from the first, from the previous chapter, the third chapter. This chapter introduces a new, even more deadly.
No, not true. What's nice though is I think the kids are pretty safe. I think
Yes.
the kids at this point are hanging out, skipping stones, having a good time.
Just chilling, being kids.
And we just have to save ourselves. I
Good
don't
log.
know why all these animals just want to
Okay,
eat
you ready?
acrylic yarn. It seems like a bad idea. Oh no.
Darn.
Okay, pray for us. Oh, we made it. Okay, that was scary.
So that's a skip that saves you quite a bit of time, because usually your movement there is dependent on the fish. You need to use the fish as kind of a jumping off point. So we do a zoop there to keep from needing to do that. The first half of that did not go very well, though. The idea is that you don't aggro the fish at all.
I mean, it didn't lose us any time. It's just a lot scarier, because then I'm real worried about that fish coming back to eat me before we actually...
Oh, no.
Oh, no! Like that.
So that loses us a lot of time.
Yeah, the swim of
Oh,
shame.
a lot of time.
Swim of shame, man. It's no good.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, so this game generally has a really good checkpoint system where if you die, it just takes you back a tiny, tiny bit. But every now and then the checkpoints are really far apart. And there's no way to know when they are.
I got greedy.
Yeah.
Trying to go for the good swing, the fast swing.
So every now and then you die or you get stuck and you reset checkpoint and you're like, wait, I'm back here now? Excuse me?
There's one it's especially bad in Chapter 7. We'll point it out when we get there, near the very end of the game.
It's just awful. And just full of cigarettes. Okay, we're going to skip this puzzle too.
And hold right.
Cool, okay. There we go. Also kind of a new little skip for us there. Okay, and that's the end of 4.
Okay, this won't be a gold, but it will save time.
So it's about a minute cutscene here at the end of 4. If anyone needs to read donos, this is a good time for donations.
I hate the word donos so much. But yes, this is the longest cutscene leaving a chapter. Because it's really 2 cutscenes. There will be a fade to black where I always am tempted to split, but then it fades back in and there's another little section here.
It's not actually the end of this chapter until we go through the portal back to the lighthouse. Is what we
But
gotta
look,
remind ourselves.
our friends are finally having a chance to relax. It's nice.
Yeah, just watching the sunset on the lake.
So, fade to black, don't split.
Because now the light is going to come and give us the portal to take us back to the lighthouse.
Excuse me. That could have been a great chapter if I hadn't died. That's
Yeah,
okay.
we're not far off.
That's
Gold.
okay. It's good.
I don't know that it would have golded anyway, though. But yeah, it's a good time save.
Yeah, I'll take 33 seconds ahead of our current PB.
Okay, so quitting the start screen, reloading, and now the lighthouse is ready to go for the next chapter. So we're going to go up another level. And now we're going to go to just the most OSHA violating factory
Yeah.
that has ever existed.
Yeah, as much fun as 3 and 4 are, and as low... I mean, they're still difficult levels, but they feel like a low threat level. The
That's
last
not
3
true
chapters
anymore.
are the opposite of that.
Yeah.
This is when the game gets scary and mean.
Yeah. So basically, the kids are about to break into a factory. Why? I'm not really sure. So this is where, as an adult, I'm like, well, maybe the kids just shouldn't be doing this, right?
As a parent, you start to kind of commiserate with the adults.
Maybe don't jump the fence into the factory building at night, right? But for whatever reason, that's what they've now done. And this is a very terrifying factory that absolutely should not be allowed to exist.
Nope, not even a little bit.
So we're going to have to find a way to break in with them. And then we're going to have to save them a couple times and try not to die in the process.
I went really low on that.
Okay. So we're going to use this forklift to get in. And the cigarettes have begun. Nice.
Oof.
That was worth the wall jump.
Yeah.
Whew, close.
That one's always a close call.
Well, you don't want to wait because you're a speed runner. But
That last cigarette always makes me this much nervous.
so here are the kids kind of hiding, trying to avoid detection, and they fail. So now the adults have taken the boy.
Oh, hi, Ralphie.
Hey, Ralph. And they're going to put him basically in their office, which actually is probably the right thing to do, and see if they can call an adult and find out whose he is. Right? Excuse me. I actually genuinely don't blame them at all.
No.
But the kids aren't happy about it. So we're going to break him out.
Darn.
Missed it. We gotta wait
Yeah.
for this steam to stop before we can jump up.
It is physically possible to get here
In the right
and
cycle.
not have to wait on the steam, or at least that first thing of steam.
Most of
But
this
it's
game
really
is
difficult.
Most of this game is run on cycles, like not RNG. So you can kind of know what's
Sorry.
what's coming. Okay.
Come on, thank you.
Yeah, if you could zoop game, that'd be great.
The first time it didn't zoop because inexplicably I just pressed the wrong button.
Well, that would do it. Yes, that's fair. So far this looks like a normal factory building. You're all like, what are you talking about, Ray? OSHA violations. This looks fine.
You'd be wrong.
You're not wrong so far, but I promise they're coming. Okay. Nice.
That is very difficult and uncommon. There's a second piston there that I just completely skipped over.
Doesn't work very often.
I've never gotten it in a run before, actually.
Okay, no, we're doing this the normal
Yeah.
way still. We're working on a new skip here, but I just don't trust it yet.
Oh, hang on.
So, I'm a big believer in safe strats or the fast
Mm-hmm.
strats, personally. I know there are lots of different outlooks on how to run a game, but to me, I feel best if I'm running something that I know I can run.
The fastest way to run a game is
Don't die.
not, yeah. The best strat is a reliable strat.
Exactly. So there are some new things that we have tried, but they're not consistent yet.
No.
But that's another great thing about this run. There are so many ways to solve a lot of these puzzles. You know, we've made a couple tutorials now. So if you want to run this game, if you search This Guy or Sick either on Twitch or YouTube, we have a tutorial both places. And it will get you a decent time. But also, you don't have to do it exactly like us.
Right.
Because there are just so many different ways to zoop around or jump around or swing around.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did a very thorough tutorial on YouTube about a year ago.
No, it wasn't.
Well, not a year ago, but a
6
little
months ago, maybe.
Yeah, a little while ago. That route is now pretty outdated, but it's a very, very thorough tutorial. We did an updated tutorial earlier this month that is almost completely up to date. Like I say, the route updates seems like pretty much every day.
I mean, that's an exaggeration, but it feels that way.
So it's almost completely up to date with our current route.
But it was also live on stream, so it was very chatty.
Yeah, we did it live on Twitch, so it's not nearly as thorough a tutorial. But if you are interested in getting into running this game, either of those I think would be good resources to start with. I would like to re-record a more thorough tutorial for YouTube with an updated route.
It's just finding the time to do it. It's hard.
That'll probably come either right before or right after ESA. Presumably will be
Well
at the
in
top
shape.
at the top of our game ish.
Again. Yeah, we were really in shape with this game last fall for Midwest Speed Fest.
Yeah, we set a world record at Midwest Speed
And then
Fest.
we kind of took a break,
Yeah.
which was nice. We learned a different game and played a lot of other stuff. And then here we are again. Chasing that in shape. Feeling rusty every day. So you start to see what I mean by OSHA violations. Why is there just a floor full of magma? Why were those saws just exposed? What is this cage just hanging in the middle of nowhere?
The people who built the factory understood the intrinsic value of the time-honored game, The Floor is Lava.
Okay, the floor is lava is pretend lava.
Well, not to them.
Or how about this one?
Ready?
There's an acid pool, and if you move this switch, then it moves a raft across the acid pool.
Yeah.
Why is there an acid pool in the first place?
Why
Is
wouldn't
my
there be?
question. Okay, now we're gonna hang out in a box.
There is a neat skip here where you can land on the very outside lip of this box and
jump ahead
into
a
the box in
box.
front of you. And it saves several seconds
It's heckin' hard.
if you can get it first try. I don't know anyone who has a good setup for getting it first try, though.
Because when you practice it, the timing is different when you reload from a checkpoint than it is the first time through, so it's really hard
Yeah,
to practice it.
it's impossible to
I would
practice
also love to
the,
know who builds a box like this. Who does two sides and a top and then puts a front on it? Who builds a box like this? Nothing about this factory makes sense.
geniuses, Ray. That's who builds a box like that.
Oh. Is that what we're calling them?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a very thin line between madman and genius. Or woman.
Alrighty, so here we finally have reached the office where they're throwing the boy.
Or mad NB. Shout out all my NB friends.
Mad Envy. I've been told many times that this is not blood on this wall, but rust. I'm still not sure I believe anyone. Sure looks like blood to me, but...
Alright, gonna get the early cycle.
I remember just 10 minutes ago when we were calmly sitting by the side of a lake at
Yes.
sunset. And now we're inside of a blood-filled factory.
Here's a pretty recent skip.
Oh,
Didn't get it.
dang it. We're supposed to tie knots over here and stand on a button and move these little things around.
Easy as pie that time.
It's
Still faster, I
It's a
think.
long puzzle. And
What do you think? That's probably still faster.
it's probably still faster. Certainly it's less annoying.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 3 levers you have to pull, and the pipes move, and you jump across the pipes, and it's...
You have to untie them in the right order
Yeah.
to move them back at the right time. Anyway, apparently this factory has a lever that just self-destructs the entire factory.
Does your factory not? My factory does.
Again, who built this factory and why?
Alright, here's literally the only piece of RNG in the entire game.
Oh,
Ah.
the worst.
Every now and then, as you're falling down there,
Oh, no, you come to me.
one of the Yarnies will bounce off of the wall.
And you land like halfway across this little red thing instead
Yeah.
of all the way on the left. So it'll save you
A
1
tenth
second.
of a second.
Yeah.
Not even a second.
So the boy broke out of the office there in case anyone missed it. We didn't point that out. Just running away from cigarettes, which are now actively chasing us.
Yep.
Up to this point, the cigarettes have largely been happy, except for that one spot in Chapter 3 when we were underground.
Mm-hmm.
They've largely been happy to just kind of hang out. And now they are actively seeking us.
Oops. I think my computer's getting a little tired.
Uh-oh.
the game is
Starting to lag.
yeah, well, it's just a little bit of stutteriness, screen tearing. I am running it at 4K, so you can't really blame it.
That would do it. Yeah. Also, you may hear Ryan frantically mashing. That's not actually necessary. If you are a person who doesn't want to have to mash, you don't have to mash.
I like to mash because I have a lot of nervous energy. Nice.
Okay. We're getting close. We're getting close here. So the adults are looking for the kids. The kids actually managed to hide well for once.
For once.
GG to the kids.
Well done. Doop.
Always. Nice swing.
Thank y'all.
Right into that pipe. This is coming up with about the loudest section of the game.
Yes, so those with
So-
sensitive ears.
Or those wearing headphones, just so you know.
Because a forklift's about to burst through a wall.
Yeah.
Why, I don't know.
Makes no sense to me.
I think we'll save some time here too, maybe. Again, I can never remember how long these cutscenes are. This one I feel like is shorter than I think, but still kind of long.
Anyway, the magical forklift that came through a wall helped us escape.
Yes.
The kids also escaped. We have made it past the factory full of death traps.
Did we arm that forklift somehow? Did we have something to do with that?
Genuinely
I don't
have not.
remember.
I don't know why that forklift moves.
Your
I
guess,
really don't
Your
know.
guess is as good as mine.
If anyone understands how forklifts work,
I think you have to have a special license.
I mean, yeah, my dad did.
Really?
My dad used to drive forklifts, and when I was like 7, I really wanted a license, so my dad gave me like his old expired forklift license, and I was the coolest.
Very cool.
But no, I mean, someone has to be driving a forklift. I don't know why pulling a lever a full room over would turn a forklift on.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're gonna keep going up now, but
Yep.
we are done with the elevator.
Yeah, no more elevator climbing.
Oof, we getting laggy.
Yeah, the game's not happy with me right now.
Okay.
Hang in there, game.
Chapter 6, Ashes to Ashes. They're not joking. There are a lot of ashes in this game because there's a lot of fire in this game. So, be prepared.
Be prepared.
As the lions would tell you. Yes, that is what I was going to say. No fire yet. Just a forest right now. Everything is safe.
And what's fun about this is we completely skip the cutscene that explains why the forest fire starts. So it's going to go from tranquil forest to inferno. Okay, and
Nice.
you're going to stay all the way back.
Again, a kind of another kind of new skip. There we go. A kind of another. Another kind of new skip. Okay, so right here, you see all these logging trucks in the background.
So yeah, coming up here in a minute, we're going to get very, very far apart. Reason being...
Right, these kids are next to this electric fence and battery.
Yeah, hooked up to a car battery, I think. So the reason that Ray and I are very, very far apart right now is there's a cutscene trigger coming up, but we both have to cross it to trigger the cutscene.
So instead, I just zoop over it, and we don't have to watch it.
Yep, no
There have
cutscene.
been a couple other little cutscenes that we have skipped in the same way that you just didn't notice because you had no idea that there was supposed to be a cutscene there.
Right.
Like one of them is you're just supposed to watch some birds fly by. It takes 3 seconds. But now we don't know why there's a fire. It's very confusing. It's because we missed a cutscene.
At least it's in a forest. It's not quite as confusing as a fire at a sea parks.
That's true. Fire?
At a sea parks?
It's wrecking my head.
Anyway, shout out IT crowd. Shout out anybody who got that joke.
Okay, we're going underground again for a little bit, but no green mushrooms. Well, I guess there are some green mushrooms here. in some of this underground stuff.
Yeah, but we don't need them.
Computer's really chugging.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna build a bridge. We haven't actually seen very many bridges in this game. Much fewer than we're supposed to see, certainly.
Oops.
I'm gonna get to the exit, and Ryan's gonna come on over. There we go.
Come on over. Come on over, Yarny.
baby. And now we're gonna chase scene again.
Oof. Yeah, the screen tearing is... I keep saying screen tearing. It's not screen tearing.
just lag.
It's just lag. Dropped frames. It's going to make it very difficult when we get to... Oh, you were not supposed to go yet, I don't think. No, you were not.
Cool.
Okay, we're good.
Some of the other runners, just the second person doesn't go up at all.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know.
I prefer it our way.
Yeah, I normally go up one more. Sorry.
It's going to make firewalking difficult if this keeps up.
Yeah.
The hardest trick in the entire game is coming up in this chapter, and with the lag that we're getting right now, it's
We'll see how it goes. That's okay.
making me a tiny bit nervous.
We'll deal with it when we get there. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll either work or it won't.
Anyway, so the kids are now caught in a forest fire. We're very worried
Yeah.
about them. We're also made of yarn, so a little bit worried about
What?
us.
Like yarn is flammable?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
So you'll notice here, I bunny hop usually anyway, but very specifically, I'm bunny hopping on the fire.
Oh. It's really important on the fire, because you can walk on it for a short amount of time without burning, but not for very long. Basically,
try,
it works
that's all right.
out that you can jump on it twice.
Mm-hmm.
And if you jump on it a third time, you will burn up and die.
Yes. That's going to become very important here in a minute for aforementioned hardest trick in the game.
Yeah.
Because we're just gonna break that rule.
Well, we're not. He's gonna jump on it twice, and then I'm gonna jump on it twice, and then he's gonna jump on
Okay,
it
ready?
twice. So Ryan, me, Ryan, me. Look at that.
Oh, dunk dunk.
Donka. GG, friend. You're supposed to, there's a log that you can like roll,
Mm-hmm.
and it's on fire, so you're skipping fire the whole time. It's very slow.
Yeah, that saves
That's probably,
about 8 or 9 seconds, probably.
which in terms of saves in this game, this is a pretty big one.
It's a pretty major save, yeah.
So, but the timing is really tricky, and it's actually different. Like, we're pretty good at it on PC, but we're not very good at it on PS4. We think that there's some frame rate differences between the PC and PS4 versions. Like, I guess the PS4, so the game actually gives you in-game time for chapters. It doesn't give you an in-game time for the whole game, but it does for each chapter. And I guess the PS4 RTA and IGT match up, but on PC they don't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're gonna do this the safe way.
So we think maybe it's some frame rate stuff. We're not really sure.
This is not the optimal solution for this puzzle, but we do it this way because the optimal solution is very scary for us. It involves a double zoop cancel. And we mentioned earlier, I'm really bad at those.
Yeah.
So anything that means I don't have to do a zoop cancel is
Worth it.
worth it for me.
Yep.
So that loses, I mean, we mentioned an 8-second time save earlier is pretty significant. That loses probably more than that.
Maybe.
But if you get it wrong,
We have straight up lost 90 seconds.
yeah, we
on that
lost a full
puzzle
90
before,
seconds on that puzzle once.
trying to do it the other way. So it's not. Again, I am a big believer that consistent strats are actually fast strats.
Mm-hmm.
1 jump, 2 jumps.
1 jump at the bread line.
Okay, so I'm waiting.
Yep.
Jumpa.
Oh no.
Oh no. Once again, those tangles.
So there's a tangle. I'll go.
Yeah. you go. Waiting.
So there's a tangle, and there's why tangles are dangerous. Not a huge time loss?
Yeah, that was okay. That was a better checkpoint.
That was a good
than I
checkpoint.
expected.
Yeah, I thought it was going to give us a really rough checkpoint.
Again, just hard to know where the checkpoints are. Kind of one of the only real bummers here is there's no load from checkpoint. Like when you play through a chapter, you just have to play through the whole chapter. Look, another horse.
Oh yeah, hey horse.
And also that you just don't know where the checkpoints are, which is frustrating. Okay,
So we got our kids trying to break into this barn.
because there are actual horses. Moose stuck inside the barn.
You ruined the illusion.
So we're gonna break into the barn and save the mooses for the kids, basically. However, the barn will be on fire the entire time we're in here. I see. Seems like really a very foolhardy decision for us to be in this barn right now. If I'm being quite honest.
Yeah, not our best decision to date.
But apparently we really love these kids and we really love these mooses. So.
I mean, they're majestic mooses.
They are very majestic.
With
And
long
they absolutely
manes.
don't deserve to be stuck here. So I'm glad that we do it. But man, this just seems dangerous.
Oops.
Okay, I'm on water duty.
And I'm on pushing the hose to the other fire duty.
There we go.
Oh. Somehow this is going to lose a fair amount of time, I think.
I don't know.
Like a lot of time. I wonder what happened.
I don't know. It's fine. Anyway, the animals are safe. The kids are happy. We can all leave now.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically the end. So again, if someone wants to read some donations, now's another good time while we head up to chapter 7.
Yeah.
We could also happily sit here and talk about.
I wonder if the game runs a little bit slower. Oops. When it's laggy like this.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Because I don't think we we should have lost that much time.
I agree. Oh, we didn't lose that much time. 15 seconds, but. I mean, 15 seconds is not that big a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if some of that frame rate actually translates to time loss. So once again, quit to start screen, reload, and we can go straight up now.
To the final puzzle.
Chapter 7.
So we spent the last 56 minutes going left to right. And because the game is mean, it decides in the last 8 minutes to change that. So now we're going to move right to left. But only for half of this chapter.
Yep.
The second half of the chapter is just all kinds of different.
Yep.
And you'll see, it's great.
Yep.
It's actually a fantastic ending portion of the game.
Except that it's really sad that there's no New Game Plus.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it when we get there. So this section is actually really difficult. I did a solo run this week just because I was bored, so I did a solo run. And I think this section right here was the hardest part of it. I really do.
Yeah, the reason being, if you land in the water, you're dead.
But it doesn't immediately kill you. You just sit there hoping you can get out until a cigarette catches you. So it's kind of mean. Ryan mentioned earlier in chapter 1, you guys remember we said there are lots of cute little animals? Look at that little baby snake.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, little snake. I've been looking for you for the last hour. I'm so happy to see you. Anyway, the kids are now breaking into a dam. And once again, the adults are like, please don't go in here. It's not safe for children. Which, again, I agree with. But we're supposed to be on the kids' side, so it's fine.
A million kilowatt dam.
Okay, we're going to start doing a whole bunch of puzzle skips.
Yeah.
There was a time
This was the white whale. This puzzle right here.
when we started running this game, again, 6 months ago, we figured out a skip that actually lost time, but we did it anyway just because we hated that puzzle so much.
Mm-hmm.
And over the last 6 months, it has turned into that. That's supposed to be at least a 45-second long puzzle. Easily.
Yep.
I guess this puzzle we do right.
Whoops.
These wall jumps are really kind of tricky hard. Like, the camera just doesn't quite line up with them. Hello.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, congratulations.
That's how you know it was bad.
Yeah, I had a tough time with that.
Okay. I'm headed out. Nice. Cool. Okay. This next one we're gonna skip most of the puzzle. Up you go. This one's kind of a new one.
Hang on. There we go.
There we go. Right over the top of that wall.
We're supposed to knock that cogwheel down, and it moves the gate so that we can get under the gate, but instead we just go over the gate. It's faster.
And that one we're supposed to kind of go all the way around that, and we don't, so... Yeah, we skip a lot of these puzzles.
That checkpoint right there that we just passed through, we're very, very deliberate about getting that checkpoint because, as far as we can tell, it determines whether or not you get first try rapids entry.
So a lot of the time we used to kind of zoop straight over it, and we wouldn't even touch it. And then we would pull on those levers, and it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So we would have to restart a checkpoint and pull the levers again.
So this is the last part of the game that we mentioned. This is just, it's all rapids. This is the final, like, 4 or so minutes of the game. And you will notice they've introduced a double jump mechanic.
So right now he's sparkly, and that means he has a double jump that he could use. It reloads whenever you touch ground, water.
Any surface, yeah.
Or when you... this part doesn't have knots that you can hold on to. It has ribbons. So whenever you grab onto a ribbon, then that also recharges your double jump.
Yeah, first ribbon's coming up here in just a second.
One of the really nice bits of tech here is
There's
that
the kids in the background.
if he uses his double jump while we're merged and I unmerge, I still have my double jump. So we have kind of decided to let him run it, and then I just am a backup in case he's about to die. I can jump off, and then he can zoom back to me.
Okay, I mentioned earlier that there's a particularly frustrating part of Chapter 7 as far as cutscenes go.
We're there.
This
checkpoints,
is sorry, checkpoints. Thank you. This is it. This is 5 consecutive screens with no checkpoint. If I die before we get to a waterfall, I have to start this entire section over again. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Wasn't sure. Whew, GG. Oh, and a good jump off the end, too. Okay, let's see if you can do it without touching the raft.
Yeah, this little pallet here.
Nice!
If you touch that, it releases
Invalid
from
run.
the tree, and it just follows you.
Anyway, our kids just murdered someone.
We don't know for a fact that they murdered them. The guy might be able to swim. And later on, we see someone getting out of the water.
But
it could be the same guy.
But it could be murder.
That was good,
Remember
too.
when we thought this was a wholesome game in Chapter 3 and 4? Remember Chapter 4 when we just sat nicely by a lake at sunset? It's fine. Normally there's like really beautiful triumphant music right now.
Yeah, we didn't get the music, which is frustrating. I'm not sure what causes that. I mean, other than, the fact that we have broken this game.
Also, we're going back through the chapters, so right there you saw the end of Chapter 4 where there was a boat and a swan. And we're about to see the party from the beginning of Chapter 3, and then we end up by the town from Chapter 2.
But yes, there's supposed to be really fun, triumphant music that makes this section of the game significantly less weird. Because right now it feels fairly ominous.
Yeah, the ominous music is supposed to be gone by now. But yeah, that's one of those things. When we've gotten it pretty consistent that we get the rapids at least, but not the music. It's still kind of 50-50.
Oh.
So these are the ribbons that I said earlier. The ribbons are kind of interesting because you can actually... so what Ryan's doing is kind of immediately using his double jump and getting a lot of distance. But the other thing you can do is you can trigger on them. So here, I'll show you.
Okay.
It's safer here. So I got a bad jump on the end, but you saw how far ahead I got while I was triggering. So some people use that to get a lot of speed.
Yeah, you just rapidly press R2, RT, whatever. And and it moves you along the ribbon really quickly. I played a little bit safe, and instead I used my double jump immediately
Which is not safe at all.
after letting go of the ribbon.
I don't know about playing it safe.
Well.
You just play it different.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Which is fine. Whee! But yeah, there's lots of fire here in the water, which, again, how? Why? Okay, we're almost done. We have to go up this tree and down one more waterfall, and then we'll be done.
Yep. So time's coming up soon. There's a gate. So we're going to go over this waterfall, and then we're going to pass through a gate. And the gate is time.
Yeah. You're going to beat me. Nice. Very nice. I will take that. That was a good chapter 7.
Yeah. It's a gold chapter 7 even.
Yeah.
Did not manage to bop world record today, but I feel really good about it. 104.01.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's a new PB for us. So
It's been a while since we PB'd, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So yeah, I feel great about that. That's a good run.
High five. Turkey.
So yeah, that's the game. There's a fun little cutscene here. We'll let it play out for a minute. So you see these smoke monsters, shadow monsters, whatever, just trashing the lighthouse. But now we've reached the top of the lighthouse.
And
so
the light is free.
Our little fairy
Chase
friend.
them away. And relight the lighthouse. And really this game is, and they kind of say this, if you let the credits play out, at the end of the credits there's a quote that's talking about how love is what connects
forms
us.
bonds between us.
And so really this game is all about connection and bonds and helping each other and being with each other through hard times and how we can bring the light back, basically.
It's sickeningly sweet.
It's really lovely. And all of these head shapes that you're seeing are some of the shapes that you get to unlock
by beating the challenge
if you do all the challenge levels. So I'm a customization person, so if that's you, there is some of that available for sure.
And now the rain is gone.
That's so lovely.
Here comes the sun. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Anyway, that's Unravel 2.
Love forms bonds between us. So, yeah, Unravel 2. What a lovely game.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Bye.